The perfect epitome of a successful entrepreneur. Our positive result was no accident, nor was it achieved overnight. It was the product of years of planning, careful execution, and hard work. A notable quotation from the self-made billionaire, Mr. Lucio C. Tan.
As an individual fueled by passion, hard work, and perseverance, Mr. Tan has become one of the country's richest men, with businesses interests spanning from banking, airline, liquor, tobacco, real estate, and education, among others.
The now 85 years old tycoon was born in the province of Fujian, China, whose family moved to the Philippines in hope of better fortune when he was still young. As the eldest among his siblings, the young Mr. Tan grew up with a heavy responsibility on his shoulders to help provide for his family. He worked his way through college studying chemical engineering at Far Eastern University in Manila, and started taking on different works to earn a living.
In one of his early jobs, Mr. Tan worked as a janitor in a cigarette factory. As the owner saw his hard work, he was promoted as a tobacco cook, creating and regulating the product mix, and assigned as a tobacco leaf dealer thereafter. Using all the knowledge and experiences he acquired from his previous jobs, Mr. Tan opened his own cigarette company named Fortune Tobacco in 1966. It became successful and was able to expand in the following years. In a span of just nearly 15 years, the company turned to be the largest cigarette manufacturer in the country.
From there, Mr. Tan's success likely continued across other industries. In 1977, Mr. Tan acquired the General Bank and Trust Corporation from the Philippine government for only 500,000 pesos, which was later renamed as Allied Bank. After about 5 years, he established and put up the Asia Brewery Incorporation, the only brewery allowed to compete with the market leader, San Miguel Corporation. It was able to develop innovative products that were easily patronized by consumers. Mr. Tan didn't stop expanding his business ventures in the coming years. He secured control of the country's flag carrier, Philippine Airlines, and became its chairman and chief executive officer in 1995.
Among others, he also acquired Tanduar Holdings, Philippine National Bank, Eaton Properties, and the University of the East.
In 2012, Mr. Tan consolidated his major businesses under one conglomerate named LT Group Incorporated. According to its website, the LT Group's diversified portfolio of consumers-focused businesses is well positioned to benefit from broad-based growth in the Philippine economy.
In the previous year, the LT Group continued to gain momentum as reflected in its financial performance. It's attributable that profit grew by 50% to 16 billion pesos on higher earnings across its banking, tobacco, liquor, and property businesses. Its revenues also went up by 19% to 75.56 billion pesos.
At present, aside from being the chairman and chief executive officer of the LT Group, Mr. Tan serves as the chairman of the Philippine Airlines Incorporation, Asia Brewery Incorporation, Eaton Properties Philippines Incorporation, Macro Asia Corporation, Fortune Tobacco Corporation, PMFTC Incorporation, Grandspan Development Corporation, Heimel Industries Incorporation, Lucky Travel Corporation, PAL Holdings Incorporation, Air Philippines Corporation, Tanduay Distillers Incorporation, the Charterhouse Incorporation, Allied Bankers Insurance Corporation, Absolute Distillers Incorporation, Progressive Farms Incorporation, Foremost Farms Incorporation, and Basic Holdings Corporation. He also sits as a director of the Philippine National Bank.
Despite all Mr. Tan's many achievements, he never forgets to give back to the community. As early as 1986, Mr. Tan and his siblings established the Tanyan Key Foundation Incorporation, which was named in honor of their father, Tanyan Key. The companies under LT Group and other firms that are majority owned by the Tan family conduct most of their corporate social responsibility or CSR activities under the foundation.
I am grateful that in our small way, we help narrow the gap between the lack of knowledge and a good education, between the lack of medical treatment to access to equipment and better health services, between the decaying world and a healthier environment we can leave to the next generations, Mr. Tan said. The Tanyan Key Foundation and its partners pursue projects that focus on four advocacies, namely education, health services, social welfare, and the environment. In the following years, Mr. Tan assured that the foundation and its various companies will continue its commitment to uplift the lives of Filipinos.
Thank you and happy learning!